to action, and we keep we expect him to progress and be ready for the start of the season.
What has Hero shown you, and how much are you looking forward to seeing him pitch?
Who? Oh, no, I don't call him Hero yet. I call him Cass.
Okay.
If I call him Hero in September, you know that what he did. So let's call him Cass for now. No, he. I talked to him a little bit yesterday, and it's like today, just go out there and compete. That's what we're looking for. You don't have to concentrate on scouting reports or getting just get your repetitions. And we know it's a process, and we trust the guy. The stuff is there, but it's not that easy to come from another league and just come here and do your thing. And I'm just happy that he's going to be on the mound and looking forward for him to compete today.
Will he have an advantage over these hitters? Would the hitters have an advantage over him because they haven't seen him and he haven't seen the hitters?
Well, I mean, the advantage of the advantage of the advantage. I mean, it's a tie, right? With technology, and I mean, I got some video from Neftali Soto, who plays over there in Japan, and he sent me all his at bats against Sawamura. So I bet everybody has information on him. But one thing for sure, it's not the same until you see it, right? But I don't think there's an advantage anymore. That the whole thing about we don't know the guys, that's not true anymore. There's so much information on guys, and they get scouted, and there's so many videos. So I think it's a wash.
Ideally, how would you like to use them? The seventh or eighth inning?
Um, we'll take it slowly with him. First things first. We need to see him compete here in spring training, and then we'll make decisions. But we trust the stuff. We know the fastball is a unique one, and the split is a different one compared to the guys that we have. So it's a good mix. But let's get him on the mound today. Get 3 outs, and I might use the interpreter today. Go out there just for practice. I'll go with you out there and see how that works. And we'll get everybody involved today. But it's a good day for everybody. I think our scouting department did an amazing job. The front office. I mean, we went through the process, and it was a good one, refresh one. He's a guy that is very outspoken, different than some of the guys that we interview. We talk during the off season, and we're just happy that he's with us.
Alex, what are your thoughts on those provisional rule changes in the minor leagues that are going to go through this year?
Yeah, I had an idea that it was going to happen. We as an industry, and I lived it last year. Just watching from afar is. I mean, there's certain days that it's tough to watch. I just got to be honest. Strikeouts, walks, and homers, and especially in the regular season. In the playoff, we don't care. Like whoever sits there to watch a playoff game and is complaining about a 5-hour game, he doesn't like baseball, because I don't think you watch a playoff game looking at your watch. That's not the case. You watch it because you really like it. But in the regular season, it was tough to watch, and I think I had a conversation with Theo. They're doing an amazing job talking to managers, obviously front offices, and asking what we need to do. I heard somebody yesterday that we should just leave the game as it is. I don't know, man. I do believe that bringing the athlete back into action is a good way to get the fans involved. There's a survey that they did, and fans like stolen bases and they like the running game. So I don't know if this is going to happen in the upcoming years at the big league level, but it's a good way to try it. The Atlantic League did it. I think it was 2 years ago, whenever they play, and it was okay. It was successful. The numbers are not as crazy as what people think. So is a good way to try it. And I think we should try it in the minor leagues. We should try it in the fall league. We should try it in winter ball. If MLB, I mean, there's a winter ball agreement too, so they own the players. So why not? And let's see where it takes us. But there's certain things that for me I don't agree with, but there's others that, you know what, we should try it and see where it takes us.
What do you like and what don't you like?
I think the way we're gonna get the running game going is a tough one for lefties, and to step off and throw. I don't know. You guys saw Eduardo yesterday, the way he did it, and that was painful to watch. So there's going to be a really advantage for the runners against lefties. But besides that, I think keeping the infielders, in the dirt, I think that's one of them, right? If you really think about it, the ground ball will go through that lane, right, and he will make the play. So, but the running game, that's an interesting one. We actually had, like I said, I talked to Theo, and we had some ideas, and I know they did it in the Atlantic League. There's a guy. Was Rico Noel ever here? I know he was with the Dodgers. Rico Noel stole 7 bases in one game, if I'm not mistaken. So it got out of hand. It was a lefty, and this guy flies, and he stole 7. And we gotta be careful too. We don't want to go too far, like it's like when JD talks about the swing changes, right? You go from one end to the extreme. Well, you gotta go in the middle. But I do believe that we're trying to get the fans back to the game, and throwing strikes, keeping the ball in the ballpark, and doing the other stuff. I think it's a good way to do it.
How many innings will today's game be?
We're going 9 today. We're going 9 tomorrow.
Alex, do you have any more update on Casas? Has he kind of joined back in, and is everything cool going with him?
Yeah, he's back. He's doing. Actually, we had the meeting, the morning meeting, and Brad gave him a full go with everything. So hopefully we can get him a few at bats in games. It'll be important, I think, for the organization and for the kid too. So let's see how he feels in the next 2 days, and we'll try to get him up there. He's a hard worker. For the time that he missed, it seems like he didn't miss much physically. He's in good shape. He's amazing at taking care of himself. So hopefully by the weekend we can get him a few at bats in the big field.
Alex, you talked about Adam Ottavino, and his pitch shapes and pitch, the way he's able to move certain pitches. How do you think he's able to vary his sliders in so many different speeds and movements and all that stuff?
I mean, it's interesting to talk to him about it, and he just puts the work. And I read the story. It was one of the books. I want to say it was the one JD's on the cover. King Swings, whatever I think it is. They actually talk about Adam, and I don't know if it was probably something else. It wasn't about hitting. It was about, but he puts the work with his dad, and he works on it, and he understands swings and where he has to go with these pitches and tunneling pitches. That's why you saw the curveball the other day. Something that he wants to do. He wants to keep adding to his arsenal, and the way he visions, he sees the plate and he sees the hitter, and the way he moves on the mound is a different talk. He talks about tunnels, and I gotta keep my shoulder in, so I think there's a wall right behind me. It's interesting to say the least, but it works. And I think that talk, that lingo, is good in the clubhouse too, because as you know, these hitters are getting better and better, but the pitchers are too. And how they get better is just doing that, And he's been a great addition, not only roster-wise and what he's going to do late in games, but in the clubhouse, he's been helping all these guys. Bryce, who's 3/4 sidearm kind of. Good communication with him. Seth Blair, who's the same deal. I see him talking, and that's what baseball is all about. You're successful, you're good at what you do, you want to get better, but you want your teammates to get better too.
Alex, getting back to pace of play and increasing stolen bases in the game, how do you
You know what? When that started, I never thought that sliding and coming up a little bit off the back was gonna be part of the equation, but it's part of the equation, right? And I don't think that was the reason we implemented replay. And to be honest with you, John, right now, like we're telling guys to actually, instead of throwing to the back, throw it to the body of the base runner, because we feel like if you get there on time, that hand won't be on the back. And I think at certain point we have to make adjustments. Sometimes it takes longer than expected. I know they have a job to do. It's not an easy one. And where they got a lot of games going on, and obviously they have different crews to deal with games. But at certain points, it just slowed the game down. And for example, it was game 4, I think it was, against the Yankees, or game 3, that there were like 4 plays at first base that were missed, and they were very obvious, from a naked eye, and it took longer than what you hope so. And it slows the game down. The pitcher has to make adjustments, and people just are hanging in there. So I think as an industry, we need to do a better job. I don't know how. Actually, in the Caribbean series, Ramon was telling me that there was no replay room. If you felt like from the naked eye, like it's a close play at first, if you felt like you should challenge it, you did it, but you didn't have the luxury of having somebody in the back room telling you, yeah, challenge that one. So I don't know. That's a good way probably to do it. Let the managers make that decision. Or not.
Alex, you said yesterday that you envisioned both Renfroe and Verdugo being in center and right. So is that to suggest that on days when you would have maybe Kike in the outfield with those two guys, that you would have Kike in left?
Like I told Sean yesterday in the afternoon, JD's part of the mix too in left field. Let's not forget about that one. But Enrique can play left field, and knowing the versatility that we're gonna have, and the guys that we have in the infield, we'll make adjustments throughout. But yeah, that'll be fair. If those 3 are playing, Enrique will play left. Alex and Renfroe will decide where they go.
You have JD in the lineup in left today. Why is it important to you to see him playing a little bit more left field this year than he did? Obviously, you weren't here last year, but than he did last year in 2019. Like
I always remind him, I was the one that gave him 2 Silver Sluggers, so I was responsible for that. So it's good for him in spring training to move around. Actually, it keeps him out of the cage while he's DHing, which is good. Like it's kind of like managing his workload. And I don't think JD's a bad outfielder. He's just a big guy. He doesn't move as well as other guys. But you saw the first game right away, through to the right base, almost out at second, through to the plate, almost out. So it's good for him to move around, and he likes it. And I think as far as preparation, he doesn't get stuck on the DH thing. Like when he knows I'm gonna use him in the outfield, he goes out there, he shags, he moves around, he's throwing, which is good for him, and I do believe it puts him in a better spot.
He got $100,000 for each Silver Slugger. Did you see any appreciation?
What's the next question? I'll go Scott in that one. I got to check with Scott.
Hey, Alex, do any of those outfield plans change if you're on the road?
We'll be creative. I think, like I said, at home, although then you see highlights of Jackson making plays and all that, you're like, well, center field is not that easy either. But still, we got some good athletes, and I do believe we're gonna be not creative. We'll have a solid outfield trio on a nightly basis, but you'll see moving parts. You will, and Yankee Stadium, for example, it's a short porch and ride, so we value left field there. So we might move somebody that way. At home, we value right field. So on and so on. Houston, center field is very important. So we'll see where we at and what we feel is the best alignment, and we'll go with it.
Given Renfro's only played about 4 career games in center, I know you said that you think he's a really good athlete, but just what else makes you? Is that something he's wanted to do more of, or what makes you think that he'd be good to fit in there versus the other guys?
He moves well, which is very important. He takes charge, as you saw 2 days ago with Jaron. He makes good decisions. He runs better than what people think for a big guy, and we're comfortable with him playing the position. But at the same time, I do believe in right field he's a plus defender. He's really good. He's really good.
If you are in, say you're in Houston, where center field becomes kind of the priority, is Verdugo your best center fielder? Is he your best center fielder within this group? But if you're prioritizing center, is Kike the best defensive center fielder you have?
After Alex?
Well, I mean with Alex. Like, do you consider is Verdugo just no matter what, Verdugo is the best center fielder?
I do believe Alex is our Alex and Hunter. Those two, they're pretty solid. The more you see Hunter play, and the way he talks defense, which is eye-opening, right? Because you only think about him as a home run hitter, but he's a complete athlete. He's a complete player. And the way he communicates and the way he sees the game defensively, he's up there too. He's a good defender. We good? Thank you.